Welcome back to the channel. Coming up in this episode, highlights from this week's Around the Verse with Sandy Gardner and Will Wiseman, featuring highlights from the Foundry 42 Frankfurt studio update with Brian Chambers, and also a look at the new Kiosk System for 3.0 and beyond. There's a weather warning. A cyclone is coming in. All this coming up in this episode, but first let's go to the highlights from the Foundry 42 Frankfurt studio update. Now, Brian told us that work is continuing on 3.0 and that they've also had some visits from Chris Roberts and Erin Roberts recently, and actually working alongside other colleagues from the other offices and visiting the other offices is extremely beneficial to them. Now, the VFX team have been continuing to polish effects for 3.0, and they've been checking ships and vehicles to make sure that the effects are well up to the desired fidelity. Now, they've also been reworking the airlock effects for both the high-tech and low-tech airlocks. The weapons team have been busy converting the last two weapons which have been using the old systems to the new systems. They're the Genomai L86 ballistic pistol and the Bearing P4 AR ballistic rifle. Also, there have been some ongoing work on ship weapons of various sizes from manufacturers Klaus & Werner and Apocalypse Arms. Now, the engineering team are continuing to check on some of the new systems in the game because, well, when you introduce a new system, it can cause, problems with the rest of the game. Also, they've implemented a new aim down the sight feature which actually hides the rest of the weapon when you aim down your sights. Now, this will make actually aiming quickly a lot easier. They've implemented a new system for weapon skins. Now, we know that AI is going to be tremendously important for the game going forward, and the AI team have been working on the mission broker system, which will allow multiple players to do the same mission at the same time, and each player would, for example, have his own item to actually find if it was a mission like that in the game. Now, these missions can be tracked across multiple instances as well. Now, a very complex system, the AI, and I'm sure that it will be very interesting to see. They've been testing the AI for ships landing and taking off, and they've also been testing the AI for quantum travel as they move away from the Kythera AI in the game at the moment. Now, I was particularly pleased to see that they're working on some buddy AI which will be able to actually work with you obviously during certain scenarios and give you cover, and obviously have the intelligence to move to cover in the game. Now, I found this pretty interesting what Brian showed us. They've been working on some new systems for roads. Now, they had some technology they already had in game for roads, but it didn't perform as desired. So they've worked on this new system which works a lot better. Now, obviously, work in progress. I don't expect to see a 4-lane highways on planets or moons anytime soon, but it does show the scope and scale of the ambition to actually put some physical roads on some planets in the future. Now, QA continue to work on a variety of tasks in the game, including the subsumption editor, making sure that any changes don't actually break the AI in the game, and they're closely working with Tony Zurovic. They're also continuing to test constantly builds of the game to check that any changes don't break the build. Now they've been testing the effects of gravity on the moons in 3.0, and here we can see them actually doing some long jumping to test the effects of the gravity. Looks like a new world long jump record there. Now a lot of work is going into the Levski landing zone, and they've been actually experimenting with how many AI they can put into the Levski landing zone without impacting performance in the game. So hopefully we'll see a lot of AI inhabiting the Levski landing zone. We saw some work on some 2D rendered texture graphics for Squadron 42. Now this looks very nice to see. They've also been doing a final lighting pass on the moons for 3.0 and of course the Levski landing zone. Now Brian told us that the Levski landing zone has now got a admin office and a new store, and work has been completed on the garage area. Now the designers are already busy working on the other locations which we will see after 3.0 in the Stanton System. And we saw a brief look at Hurston and some of the vegetation which will be on the planet, and some nice looking cacti there, and my elderly mother would love those cacti. She's got a few in some pots. Now also in Around the Verse there's a special segment on the Kiosk System. Now we have seen glimpses of the Kiosk System in previous Around the Verses before, but this was a bit more of a detailed look at, well, the finished version which we'll see in 3.0 and beyond. In fact, one of the designers, Pete Mackey, actually said he's been working on the economy for Star Citizen since January 2013, and of course now he's got the tools and the interface to put his plans into operation. Now we actually saw different types of kiosks depending where they're located. You've got your mid-tier, your higher tier and your lower tier kiosks. Now the developers told us that the kiosks will be used, well, for basically a lot of things in the game, whether you're equipping your ship, refueling, and of course the selling and buying of goods. Now of course all this has to fit in with the diffusion and subsumption systems. And of course with 3.0 we will still only have a fairly limited amount of goods to trade, but of course going forward that will well, enlarge greatly. Now trading is probably going to be one of the main things I do in the game, and well, I'm really excited to see how the work is progressing on the trading and kiosk systems. Now there's a new concept cell, but it's not a ship, it's actually, well, a vehicle, and it's the Cyclone, manufactured by Tumblr. Well, actually the name should be pronounced Tumbril. I was thinking of the old style tumble dryer. So the Cyclone, manufactured by Tumbril, is the new concept vehicle. Now there's a variety of variants available. You've got your cargo, you've got your turreted, your racing, recon, and the top of the line anti-aircraft missile variant. Now the base version is $60 including tax, or of course whatever it costs in your local currency. Now to me, maybe the price is a little bit high, but well, if you buy one of these, you're doing it to back the game. You will be able to earn these vehicles in game, and remember, at the moment they're probably not going to be in game for a little while yet. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a couple of vehicles already. I got a Lynx and a Ursa Rover with a couple of ships I pledged for earlier, and so for me, I won't be buying the Cyclone, but for many people this will be the runaround vehicle they're looking for. Now, it does come, I believe, equipped with some like jump jets in the wheels, which will enable it to actually jump over large boulders. That's a little bit like the buggy in Elite Dangerous, which you can actually do the same with. At this present time, we're not sure what size ship will actually be able to carry the Cyclone, so look out for the FAQ on the RSIF's website, I believe on Wednesday or maybe later in the week, to get a clear picture. And remember, these land vehicles cannot be used as an LTI token to upgrade to a ship, only another land vehicle. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, and also it would help the channel a lot and give me great encouragement to carry on doing these videos if you could consider subscribing. So until next time, wherever you're watching out in that big universe, you take care, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.